Let's talk about physical signs that you're going through a spiritual transformation right now. According to Edgar Cayce and Dolores Cannon, two of my favorites, have you been experiencing unexplained fatigue that doctors can't diagnose? Vivid dreams that feel more real than waking life? Physical sensations in your body that seem to come out of nowhere? You're not imagining it, and you're not alone. A lot of people are going through this. We're going to talk about the details. What you're experiencing has been documented for decades, both by Edgar Cayce in his trance readings and by Dolores Cannon through thousands of hypnosis sessions. And they both described the exact same physical symptoms that happen when your body's going through spiritual transformation. Your body knows what's happening before your mind catches up. And today I'm going to show you the 5 physical signs that your spiritual awakening isn't just beginning, it's already underway. It's spiritual, it's physical. Let's dive in. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and lead you into a reality that exists right now for you. Right now, we're going to talk about predictions. People like Edgar Cayce, Dolores Cannon, who've been giving these messages for decades, and now we're seeing the effects. Things that are actually happening, and it's starting to make sense. One of them is our physical transition into that new world. Why? Because when we function on a higher frequency, and we'll explain exactly what that means, it will affect the physical body that is in 3D, because you and I, we are not this. I know it's tough to wrap your head around it, right? But I'm going to explain that. I hope that you'll subscribe and share my videos. And also, I have some special things for you down in the description. It's free. Go check it out. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But I want to get straight into exactly what you might be feeling right now, and that it's not something that's wrong with you. It's actually a really good thing, because what's on the other side of these symptoms that you have is an elevated human body connecting to a spiritual space that's going to blow your mind. So what about the experience? This isn't normal tiredness. You can sleep 8 to 10 hours, still wake up exhausted. You'll have sudden energy crashes in the middle of the day for no apparent reason. Coffee doesn't help. Rest doesn't help. And your doctor runs tests that all come back normal. Sound familiar? I actually took 2 naps yesterday. I was in a deep coma state. It was bizarre. Drop a comment if you're experiencing this right now, and I want to know if you are part of an exhausted audience. Strange sleep patterns. So let's talk about what Edgar Cayce said. Edgar Cayce documented this exact symptom in his readings about spiritual awakening. That's what it's connected to. Now, you might say, well, what if I just have these symptoms and I'm just sick? Well, there is a difference. We're going to talk about that. He explained that when your consciousness begins to shift, your physical body has to adjust to processing higher frequency of energy. All right. Now, if you are in a low frequency, you could also be quite ill. Low frequencies lower your immune system. You can get sick. You can have all kinds of serious illnesses in your body. And that too is connected to a frequency. But a higher frequency also affects the physical body. So we're going to talk about how to know the difference. In reading 294-141, Cayce described how spiritual transformation causes what he called poor eliminations, not just physical toxins, but energetic toxins. Your body is literally purging old energy patterns, old belief systems, old vibrational frequencies that no longer serve you. We know this happens when you work out. Muscles hurt, right? The fibers break down and then they re-engage and they become stronger. That's exactly what's happening. He said this fatigue is your body's way of forcing you to slow down so the transformation can happen. You can't rush spiritual evolution. Your physical vessel needs time to recalibrate. Go take the naps. Let's talk about what Dolores Cannon discovered. Dolores Cannon found the same pattern with her quantum healing hypnosis technique sessions. She'd hypnotize people and messages would come through from beings on the other side that would actually channel through the client. and dictate books. In fact, I've got a link down in the description of a whole bunch of her books that if you click, you can go see that she had dozens of these amazing books through these channelings. Thousands of her clients reported unexplained fatigue during their awakening process. When she asked these higher beings what was causing it, this collective, the answer was always the same. The body is adjusting to higher frequency. It requires more rest during this upgrade process. Again, take the nap. And she described it like installing new software on a computer. You have to shut down temporarily while the upgrade happens, and your body's literally upgrading its operating system to handle higher consciousness. And what this means for you, if you're experiencing this fatigue, it's not a sign something is wrong. It's a sign something is right. Your body's doing exactly what it needs to do. This is why meditation's really great space to go into, because you can clear out these thoughts. You go into more peaceful space, and of course, raise your immune system and boost everything in your body so it'll operate properly. The key is to honor it. Rest when you need to rest. Don't fight it with stimulants. Don't be taking anything, okay? I don't even take aspirins. And trust that this phase is temporary. Once the upgrade completes, you'll have more energy than before, not less. If you're feeling things and you feel that you need to put something in your body to correct it, my suggestion is to use natural remedies. I drink a mushroom drink. It's not coffee, but I do put a little bit of coffee in there. I actually put ginger in there, turmeric. It has all kinds of amazing things. Start to change what you're putting in your body, not to correct anything, but to enhance what you already have, okay? So let's talk about sleep disruptions and vivid dreams. Wow, I have those off the charts. You guys having bizarre dreams, and I remember them. I'm in other places. Okay, sound familiar? You wake up at 3 a.m. every night, or you can't fall asleep till 2 a.m. Your sleep schedule is completely disrupted, and when you do sleep, your dreams are incredibly vivid, sometimes prophetic, sometimes symbolic, but always intense. Hello, that's me. I would love to hear what some of your dreams are. You guys are telling me some amazing dreams. You wake up feeling like you've been somewhere else doing important work. By the way, you actually are leaving your body. That the spiritual part of you is actually going into other realms, and it's interacting sometimes in its own fantasy. As we know, some people will visit you. Sometimes you get messages. Pay attention. And sometimes you remember conversations or teachings that feel more real than your waking life. I know that's the case for me. It's amazing. I loved going to sleep. It's so much fun. Comment below if your dreams have become wild lately. I want to hear what you're experiencing. We need to hear this. So let's talk about what Edgar Cayce said. Cayce was explicit about this. In his readings, he explained that sleep disruptions are a sign of soul alignment. When your soul is integrating higher consciousness, it does much of that work during sleep. So you're over there doing all kinds of stuff. That's why you should pay attention to these things. Sometimes you're just having fun. Sometimes you're interacting with people you don't even know that are giving you messages. What are those situations that you're in during sleep? And if you saw one of my videos, I go into dream state to find where I've lost things, where I've placed things. You can use it to do amazing, powerful things. And ask before you go to sleep. If you want to get answers or if you want to experience something, it works. So Edgar Cayce said the 3 a.m. wake-up time is particularly significant. It's when the veil between dimensions is thinnest, and your soul is most active in receiving guidance and downloads. Super cool. The vivid dreams, Cayce said those are your soul traveling to other dimensions. See, he's backing me up here, receiving teachings and preparing you for your mission here. He called it soul school, and it happens while your conscious mind is out of the way. See, that's why we have to do it. You know, we're off flying and doing, so you don't think twice about it there, but here you'd freak out if you met some, alien being or whatever. But in dreams, it's okay. So let's talk about what Dolores Cannon discovered. Dolores Cannon's clients consistently reported the same thing. During the hypnotic sessions, their higher selves explain that sleep disruptions happen because the body is receiving downloads and upgrades during sleep. She found that many of her clients were having what she called teaching dreams, where they were being prepared for their role in the shift. All right. Some were meeting with guides. They've actually told me things, crazy stuff. Some were being shown future timelines, and some were receiving activations. I have been on other planets. I don't know where, but I've experienced stuff. Have you guys experienced that? Those might be past lives. Future, we don't know, but pay attention. Cannon said your dream state is where the real work happens, and your waking life is just the application of what you learned while asleep. So, what does this mean for you? If your sleep is disrupted, don't panic. Your soul's working overtime right now. Keep a dream journal by your bed. Write down what you remember immediately upon waking, even fragments of it. Seriously, when I wake up, it's tough to like function sometimes because I'm still in that dream state, experiencing that amazing adventures. Those dreams aren't random. They're guidance, preparation, and activation. So pay attention to them. So let's talk about the physical sensations in your body. Tingling in your spine. I used to get what I called energy surges. Have you guys had this? It's like some electricity going through your body. I had that for like a few years. They've stopped. Pressure in your forehead or crown. I've got two spots that have shown up here. I don't know what they are. Warmth or expansion in your chest. Buzzing sensations in your hands or feet. Waves of energy moving through your body. Have you guys had the ringing in the ears a lot lately? I've had these just recently. I haven't had that in years. These sensations come and go without warning. They're not painful, but they're definitely noticeable. And again, doctors find nothing wrong. So if you're feeling these sensations, drop a comment with where in your body you're feeling them. I'm curious if there's a pattern here, because a lot of times we don't talk about this. Like we just accept this as happening. No, let's see how many of you are experiencing specific type of sensations. So what Edgar Cayce said, Cayce documented these exact sensations in his readings. He described tingling in the spine, just like Dolores, the Kundalini energy rising as spiritual centers activate. That electric zing that I would get through my body, I knew that was Kundalini awakening. So I was told. I didn't even know what that was. Warmth in the chest, the heart chakra opening and expanding. Pressure in the forehead, the third eye activating and developing clairvoyant abilities. I'm very excited about that. In reading 281-13, Cayce said these physical sensations are the body's spiritual centers coming online. Isn't that cool? He compared it to an electrical system being turned on for the first time, which would explain what I was experiencing. You feel the energy moving through circuits that were previously dormant. We talk about junk DNA, and scientists have found that that is not junk. It's activating, that DNA is changing. He emphasized that these sensations are positive signs of spiritual development, not something to fear or suppress. So that DNA, that junk DNA is just sitting there. Why? It was put in there so that when we're ready, we can activate it and use it. And now is the time. So let's talk about what Dolores Cannon discovered. Dolores Cannon called these energetic activations. In her sessions, clients described the exact same sensations and their higher beings, their higher selves explain. The tingling is DNA activation. Your genetic code is being upgraded, right? We say we don't use most of our brain, we don't use our DNA. Guess what? There's a purpose for that, right? It wouldn't be there unless we were going to use it at some point. The pressure in the head is psychic abilities coming online. The warmth in the body is higher frequency energy integrating into your cells. She said these sensations are proof that you're not just mentally or emotionally transforming, you're transforming at the cellular level. Because we are human beings, right? So as these high, powerful beings that came into these bodies, which is very difficult, right? We have to integrate in something that's very dense. That's not easy. Your entire physical structure is being rewired to hold more light. You know that our entire body is light? You know, this is scientific, right? It actually sparks light. What this means for you, if you're experiencing these sensations, congratulations. Your spiritual centers are activating. Don't try to stop them or suppress them. Sort of like I love experiencing them, like, ooh, this is cool. What is this? Instead, breathe into them, acknowledge them, thank your body for doing this incredible work, and know that each sensation is a sign you're evolving in a higher version of yourself. And the results are going to be amazing. Your abilities are going to be a cross between a very dense body and an unlimited spiritual space, a higher self of you that is now transcending into that space, and the body is going to be able to handle that. So the next subject, heightened sensitivity to people and places. Well, I've had that for years. You walk into a room and immediately feel energy. Certain people drain you instantly. They don't, but it feels like it. Crowded places feel overwhelming. Ugh. Not for me. You can sense when someone is lying or hiding something. I can sit and listen to somebody and pretty much tell you what's going on with them. Do you feel that, right? You've become hypersensitive to energy and it's exhausting. It's not exhausting for me. I actually love it. But you can't watch the news without feeling physically ill. Oh my gosh, I can't watch anything negative. You avoid certain people because their energy feels heavy or toxic. So you're probably going to not hang out with them too much. That has happened for me. Comment below if you've had to distance yourself from people or places lately. You're not alone in this. And by the way, it's not here to diss them. It's just, it just doesn't work, right? You don't want to listen to rock and roll anymore. You want to listen to classical music, so you're tuning it out, right? What Edgar Cayce said, Cayce described this as heart area expansion. When your heart chakra opens during spiritual awakening, you become empathetically sensitive to the energy around you. All right. We are now going outside, expanding further outside of our bodies. We always were there, but now we're aware of it. So in his readings, he explained that this sensitivity is a gift, not a curse. He said those who are sensitive to the spiritual forces are being prepared to serve as channels of light in a darkening world. This is a gift. This is not a bad thing. I know it doesn't feel good. You're very sensitive because we're in a very, nasty world, right? So, but guess what? You're shining your light and you have a very positive effect on that and other people. Not by judging them or rejecting them or telling them they're wrong, but shining your light, and you don't have to hang out with them. But he also warned that newly awakened souls must learn to protect their energy. The Dalai Lama said, if you're around negative energy, walk away. You're not here to change it. And Cayce recommended daily meditation, spending time in nature, consciously shielding yourself from lower vibrations. I know it sounds like a weenie move, right? But you know what? Just do it because you can shine your light. You don't have to be around them. They're going to be affected anyways, but you don't have to hang out with somebody or try to change them or tell them. Somebody said, I want my family to come with me. Hey, listen, they may be more awake and enlightened than you can imagine. Just because they don't talk about awakening and all the stuff that we do doesn't mean they are not on a high frequency. So never assume anything and allow others to be on their own journey. Dolores Cannon found that this heightened sensitivity is one of the most common symptoms during ascension. Her clients' higher selves explain, as your vibration rises, you become more sensitive to vibrational differences. You can no longer tolerate low frequencies because they literally hurt your energy field, doesn't it? It's just painful, right? And news, if you're listening to the news and or conspiracies and stuff, you're connected to a lower frequency. Because I don't know about you, higher frequencies, they won't want anything to do with it. It is painful. So Dolores said this is why awakening souls naturally start distancing themselves from toxic people, negative media, and chaotic environments. So if you're still in it, you have an attachment to it. It's time to let that go. It's not judgment. It's self-preservation. Your body's protecting your new frequency. What's this mean for you? If you're experiencing this sensitivity, honor it. Your body's telling you what energy is aligned with your path and what isn't. So now you know. This isn't good or bad. Like it doesn't, we don't go into this euphoric state and everything's wonderful. You will experience that, but being around, you guys have talked about this. So wait a second, we're still being in a world with these people doing crazy stuff. Yes. And this is the challenge is like we are in a world that's still going to choose some of these crazy things, lower frequency things. And so we do still experience this pain. Sometimes it gets even more intense because we are on a planet where that's still going on. So we're even more sensitive to it. It's not that we don't experience anything. We do experience sadness and all these other things, but you're not in fear and you're not in division or separation or judgment anymore. It's just painful to see people doing stupid stuff that we don't have to anymore. So this is your intuition becoming razor sharp. Learn to trust it and don't feel guilty about setting boundaries with people or situations that drain you. You're not being selfish. You're protecting your spiritual evolution because when you do, and you shine your light and you are going to this state of bliss, right? You can handle that better. And also you affect the collective by doing that. All right. Not by hiding and saying, I can't be around. It's like just go ahead and work on that and allow others their pathway, shine your light, and you affect everybody on this planet and beyond by doing that. So stick to your guns and shut down the negativity. So let's talk about sudden life changes and relationship shifts. Jobs that once felt stable suddenly feel suffocating. Relationships that once felt comfortable suddenly feeling misaligned. You're making changes that don't make logical sense, quitting jobs, ending friendships, moving to new places. I just recalculated my entire business. I'm working with clients that are doing completely super cool things, and you may start to feel that you need to make these decisions too. Digitalexplorers.net, you guys, come on over. I help you find what that is, and we learn to make a living doing amazing things. But don't stay in those places. You're going to have to start making some decisions. People around you are thinking you're having a crisis, but deep down, you know you're finally waking up. If you've made a major life change recently that others don't understand, comment, I did it. And let's celebrate your courage. I want to hear who's doing that and walking away from stuff that you thought was so great. So let's talk about what Edgar Cayce said about this. Cayce said that spiritual transformation always triggers external reorganization. In reading 262-89, he explained, as the soul awakens, it naturally sheds what no longer serves its higher purpose. Relationships, careers, and living situations will shift to align with the soul's true path. I have such a simple life here and less stuff, but the things that are important to me. And you're going to start to clear out. I told you guys, start clearing out the house, clean it, give things away, and ask yourself, do I really need this? And when you go to purchase things, especially here at the holidays, do I really need this? Do I need another t-shirt, some plastic toy? My kids need plastic toys. We have to start making these decisions. We have to implement them. It's going to feel wrong to do that, right? He emphasized that these changes aren't random. They're divinely guided. Your soul is rearranging your external life to match your internal frequency. What once resonated no longer does, and your life must reflect that shift. So you're going to have to take the action. It may not be easy for you, but once you do, it's going to feel so good. It's like, wow, I thought this was going to be tough, but whew, it's like the elephant, got off your chest. So what Dolores Cannon discovered, Dolores Cannon saw this pattern repeatedly. She said, when you raise your frequency, everything in your life that vibrates at a lower frequency will naturally fall away. All right. Her clients described losing friends, changing careers, even relocating. I did that all without fully understanding why. At the time, I had no intention of coming down to Florida. It was just a weird, spur of the moment thing I did. But in hindsight, they realized their higher self was orchestrating these changes to position them for their soul's mission, right? Don't question it. If it just feels right, go with it, right? If it feels good, it feels right. She said the universe is making room for what's meant to come next. Trust the process, even when it's uncomfortable. And it may be. Change is never comfortable for most people. If your life is changing rapidly right now, you're not falling apart, you're falling into alignment. Trust what's leaving was meant to leave. And trust what's coming will be far more aligned with who you're becoming. And your soul knows what it's doing even when your mind doesn't understand yet. And the things that you think, because you were so attached to that job or that relationship or that house or whatever it is, once you leave it, you're going to be shocked at how amazing you feel, because the old you thought that that was the be all end all. And the new you says, the things, all that stuff doesn't matter. It's who I am. It's what I contribute. All right. So there you have it. 5 physical signs your body's going through spiritual transformation right now. Let's recap them. Unexplained fatigue and energy crashes, sleep disruptions and vivid dreams, physical sensations in your body, heightened sensitivity to people and places, sudden life changes and relationship shifts. Edgar Cayce documented these symptoms in his readings. Dolores Cannon found them in thousands of hypnosis sessions, and you're experiencing them right now because you're a part of the awakening. Your body knows this, and you're probably finding out right now that awakening is not what you thought it'd be. We experience that when we're outside our bodies, but we are always tested here in the physical world. That's the whole point of being here. And it's not that all that other stuff is wrong. That's part of the test. It's purposeful. There's divine purpose in the darkness, right? Divine purpose. So when we came here, it's not like, oh God, this is horrible. No, it's like, this is exactly the way it should be. How am I going to handle it? Am I going to separate myself and judge and tell somebody they're wrong? Or am I going to say, hey, we are all perfect and you're making some choices and you're exploring some darkness. Okay, I'm choosing to shine my light, and we are all on the same planet. And eventually It's going to evolve, evolve, evolve. And there are those who will leave here who never did, who are going to go off and have to do it over again in some other reality, possibly back here in another Earth reality. But just know that you have one shot at this particular experience. So don't blow it. We've got some really cool stuff coming up. I'm going to tell you about specific dates. December 21st of 2025 is a really cool gateway. It's an energetic opening, basically. All right. There's no big kapow that's going to happen, but those of you who honor that date, make some space for that, clear everything out, and do some meditation and just open yourself up to that beautiful gateway. And then we have something in March coming. Edgar Cayce predicted. I'm going to share that with you. That's a video that we're going to do a little bit later. I have some really cool stuff coming for you. Now, if you have not read my book, this book actually talks about what we're going through now and exactly who and what you are. Seriously. The book tells you exactly what you are. It's going to make so much sense. You may never have to read another spiritual book again. So if you really want to know what the tipping point is, what's the knowing, and what am I, and why am I here? All of that is answered in this book. It was a download. I was up at screwball hours writing this thing, and I was told it had to come out now. So it's been out there for you. Those of you who want to clean up your environment, I have chosen, and some of you don't like Amazon, but I'm just going to tell you, it's a platform for business owners who normally wouldn't be able to be in business to put their stuff out there to millions of people. And I support those businesses. I have an Amazon store with non-toxic shampoos. I have Bite toothpaste. You get a discount if you click on my affiliate link. That's non-toxic and it doesn't come in a tube that goes out there and pollutes. I have water filters that are amazing. I have a discount for you in there. And also I have all of Dolores's books in my Amazon store, and anything you can think of, I will show you non-toxic, non-plastic ways for you to solve some problems and detox your body, right? Everything we're using. I don't put anything on my skin unless I can eat it, right? I have cocoa butter and organic coconut oil. I melt it together and I put it on my skin if I have to. Start supporting the businesses that are doing the right thing so you can find all kinds of stuff in there. Free Inspiration, landria.com. Free Inspiration is a new series coming out. If you sign up, you'll get some instructions on how you can go into this beautiful space and guide your soul through this transformation. I'm going to help you do that, help you break through the fears. It's not that difficult, but we all need teachers, don't we? So that's free for you. digitalexplorers.net. We're creating purposeful, planet conscious businesses, but I spend time finding out what that business should be. It's a lot of fun. That's a free series and webinar too. So go explore all the stuff down there. Find what works for you, but most of all, let's start living that life. Let's start living as awakened, enlightened beings in a material world that we can all change. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Thank you for subscribing. Click that bell so you'll get that next video notification. Give me a thumbs up to let YouTube know that you like this information. And let me know what you're experiencing in the comments. I love to hear what you guys are going through. Of course, we're all in it together. Blessings to you. Namaste.